Going. Hi. So today we're gonna make one of my favorite weekend meals ever. It's basically a meal that's served in three parts. I'm just gonna get rid of this. One part is a tomato curry, which is very amazing. It's tangy. It's a great way to use up a whole bunch of vegetables that you might have lying around. It's very forgiving. You can literally put whatever you want with it. That's one part. The second part is we're going to fry up some potatoes. We're going to deep fry them, and they're just absolutely the most delicious thing in the world. They're a bit like chips, but yeah, I'm not going to say they're more delicious. That's controversial. That's the second part. And the third part is obviously a whole bunch of white rice, because why not? So to begin with, I'm going to walk you through how to make the fried potatoes. So I have a whole bunch of potatoes here that I have kind of just cut up into what looks like chips. I have peeled them. Are these waxy potatoes or are these starchy potatoes? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Use whatever you want. I'm going to use sort of 80% of the potatoes here. I'm going to leave back just a handful to go in the actual curry itself, because it's just something that you need. It thickens up the curry. It's just absolutely delicious. What am I going to do with the potatoes? So I'm going to do them in two parts. So first part is I'm going to boil them with some salt for like 15 minutes, and then I'm going to smush them down, and then I'm going to deep fry them, and then I'm going to dress them. To boil the potatoes, I would highly recommend that you use cold water. Why? Just because it means that the potatoes will come up to temperature, like, you know, all throughout. Like, you won't have parts that aren't cooked properly and things like that. So yeah, just put it in a pot with a whole bunch of water, just enough to cover the surface of it, and season it pretty nicely. Just because, I don't know, every time I put something in water, I want to put some salt on it. So what you want to do is you want to wait till this kind of really starts boiling, and then 15 minutes from that point on is how much you want to boil it. And oddly, this actually gets rid of the moisture from the potatoes, and then it's like all potato gunk, which is awesome because we'll get rid of that later. So I'm going to come back to this after it's been boiled for like 15 minutes, and I'm going to smush it down, and then we're going to deep fry it. So I will see you in a minute. Back. So these potatoes were on the boil for about 15 minutes. I have drained them with that sieve, and I've put them out in here on a sheet tray. They're still smoking, as you can see. They're nice and fluffy. What I'm going to do now is you want to grab something like this, or that, or whatever the hell you want, and I'm going to smash them flat, but really gently, because I don't want them to completely disintegrate. As an example, I'm just going to do that. Well, a little bit harder than that. Yeah, something like that. So that. Ooh. So these kind of floury bits at the edge, that's really what you want. You want that. You definitely want that. A nice little smash. It's totally fine if they clump off a little bit. You want that a little bit. That's the stuff of magic. Why are we doing this? What we're going to do next is we're going to deep fry these. So the more surface area there is, the more crispy this will become. And once they're fried, we're going to dress it in the most amazing combination of spices. These are fundamentally just chips, but they're Indian style and they're delicious. You could just make these as chips. These are not just like an accompaniment to this particular dish. These are just really delicious on their own. And we are aiming for this to cool off. So you don't have to boil them and do this. You can absolutely do, you know, one fry at like 150 degrees, and then you do the second fry at like 180. So it's particularly hotter. But I don't like double frying things. I like just one simple fry where the first one is a boil. It's just easier for me that way. So that's it. These are a little bit smashed up. They're a little bit gnarly, but that's perfect. And then the next segment for this is when we fry this up. And that's when our curry will all come together all in one. Thank you for your time. Woo. Good to go. Hi there. So we're in our third and hopefully last segment of the curry video, where I've got my tomato curry here ready already. If you look at the vegetables, are all tender, that color is perfect, and I've tasted it for seasoning as well. It is absolutely smashing. I've got my rice on the go almost ready as well, and I've got my oil heating up to deep fry those potatoes. So the temperature on my oil is about 185, which is perfect for frying, because I wanted to fry at about 180 to 183, so I'm going to turn it down a bit because I want the oil to retain that temperature, and once the potato goes in, it's going to kind of cool down a bit as well, because these are pretty cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop these in one by one. I'm going to start with like a little one just to check that that's going okay. Yeah, you can see the little bubbles, that's perfect. Be careful of splashes when you do this, because it is hot oil and it is very painful if you get burned by it. Also, I've got like a little rack there kind of ready to grab stuff on when the frying is actually done, which is really important. I'm going to start with half, just because I don't want to overcrowd the pan. Just going to give it a bit of a shake so it doesn't stick to anything like that. I'm going to wait for it to kind of crisp up and then take it out and dry it on here. And once it's drying, or like dripping, I guess, clean through, I'm going to put it in a bowl and I'm going to dress it up with some spices. And then the potatoes, the rice and the curry, that's the meal all together, which is really good. So again, you wanted to fry at a really hot temperature because you wanted to crisp up a little bit. Your frying temperature starts from anywhere from 170 till about 205. I don't like to fry at crazy high temperatures, even though that's when it gets really crispy, because it gets dangerous the hotter it is. And also I'm using about 1 liter of this stuff, which I will kind of make a quick thing about how I recycle that as well, because that tends to be quite hard to do. And I haven't really found any resources online that have been that helpful with that. So I think that would be a really good thing to show you as well. You just need a few cheap bits off of Amazon and you're off to the races. That rice is looking pretty happy, so I'm just going to give it a bit of a flip so all the water is gone, and then get a lid on it. And that's done, which is looking very happy. So these potatoes have obviously already cooked through, so I'm just looking for them to crisp up and go golden, so I can take them out. And I might actually use my spider to get them out, because that's what my spider's for. Yeah. Yeah, that's looking very nice. I'm just looking for some more color before I can take them out. And that looks like it's done. What temperature is the oil at? Yeah, like I said, when the potato goes in, it will cool down a bit. So you want to give it a bit of a helping hand to come back up. So this is the kind of thing that you typically make on like a Sunday afternoon. We're eating quite late. Obviously, it's almost 6:30 because these things take time, and frankly, it's 2020, and you should be nice to yourself. Yeah, these are feeling much nicer now. Unfortunately, the longer they are, the greasier they get. So maybe the oil should have been a little bit tad hotter before they went in. But like I said, I'm not very good at working with super hot oil. 160 is not very hot though. We want it to be around about 180, so we're pulling it up. And as it comes up, it does get a bit crispier, which is good. And we'll pull those out in a few minutes. and then the rest, well, again, we'll do a third of it, and then we'll pull the rest out and then do the last batch. Or maybe we'll put the rest of it in one shot. But like I said, the temp will drop again and all that, and I don't really want that. But this is sort of, see the golden kind of crispy bits at the end? That is exactly what you're looking for, but a little bit more. This one, it looks a lot better, but that is looking very nice. This is gonna be good. For people that love chips, this is like, this is how you do it, isn't it? Yeah, coming back up. Those are crisping up very nicely. Yeah, that is crisp. Just wanted to get a bit more color before we pull it out. And again, the spices we're going to dress this up in is we're going to use a good heap of coriander. We're going to use some red chili powder. We're going to use a bit of salt, bit of pepper. Most importantly is we're going to use dried mango powder. It's going to give it like a beautiful, tangy, savory, nice mouthfeel. Which is going to go very well with that. So this is exactly what we're looking for. Just a bit more. Check the temperature on that. Yep, coming up, coming up. Keep hot. So these are already cooked through. We're just adding crispiness and color and things like that. There is no raw aspect to this because, like I said, they've been boiled through before, and they're not very chunky. So, you know, the 15-minute boil is absolutely fine for what we were trying to achieve. That color looks really good to me, and I'm going to pull them out now because I don't want them to get too greasy. You can use like a smaller spider or something a little bit more convenient. Like for example, you can just do this. And that is happy. Okay, now I'm going to wait for that to get a little bit hot before dumping the second batch in. That's in 190, that's perfectly fine. So I'm going to fry the rest of these and then show you how I dressed it up in a few minutes. Back, hi. So all the potatoes are fried, that's what's left over. I'm now going to try and fish that junk out. I'm going to wait for the oil to cool before I recycle it. My rice is done and my curry is done. These potatoes, I'm now going to season them. I'm going to season them first with a bit of salt because it's good. Next, ooh, that wasn't supposed to happen, but that's okay. With a bit of pepper. Ooh, that's nice. Fresh pepper. Then I am going to season it with a little bit of, that's a tablespoon, that's okay. Bit of chili powder. That much. Again, this is just pretty hot stuff, so I'm not going to use way too much. I'm going to season with a fair bit of coriander because, like I said, it goes really well with potatoes. A bit more. Okay. And then my favorite thing to put on these, which is dried mango powder. Ooh, ooh. That's about right. Then give this a close. Toss. Nice and seasoned. Give it a bit of a taste. Oh, it's perfect. I'm going to put a plate together so you can see what this finally looks like in the picture. But I'm basically done. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye bye.